Hello, hello, everybody. It's Mindy. It's Wednesday for you. It is Tuesday for me. Let's turn on the light pad so we can put a little light on the situation here and get to work on this painting. I am currently making an Afghan. There's an Afghan right here. The Afghan started way down here and it's going up this way. So it's like blocks. There's blocks of the Afghans. We're going to finish up this pinkish block. And I've started on some of this. I mean, I feel like when people say checkerboard with their squares, I mean, if I'm not checkerboarding, I mean, it's not every other or anything like that, but I feel like I'm checkerboarding because I mean, there's like 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2. It's crazy. Anyhow, it's fun. Okay. So what are we working on? We are working on our Francesca Studio Works. It's called While Kittens Are Away, Mice Will Play. Super cute, all the little mice. We'll talk about mice in a minute. The cats are asleep, so the mice are out playing in the yarn. Mice, mice, mice. Oh my goodness. So anyhow, having a blast with it. Got my Bella art tray. I got my beautiful pen here. And I really don't know who this pen is from. I think it's Donna Bass with the gems around it. And I realized one of my gems is missing. Missing a gem right down here. Anyhow, I think she's the only one I've gotten pens from that did the gems around them like that. So I think that's who it's got to be. But don't quote me. Please don't quote me. I could be very, very wrong. Anyhow, let's work with this beautiful, beautiful pink color for a while. Like I said, we're going to try to complete this little section of the Afghan down there. Okay. Week two. Week 2 has ended for the Francesca's Studio Works, Francesca's Spring Fling. Week 2 is done and dusted. Done and dusted. We got it in the books. So at the end of this video, I'll be giving away a $50 gift card to Francesca's Studio Works. Thank you to a very wonderful, gracious, kind subscriber friend who sponsored this event. So I'm honored. I'm just overwhelmed and so appreciative. So thank you again so much. So at the end, I will have a winner for you of this week's $50 gift card. Okay? It's been so much fun. There are some paintings people are working on. I am really enjoying looking at the posts and just seeing how well they're turning out. And people are posting in other groups and things, their progress, which is awesome because, you know, we're trying to spread the word, trying to get people out there in the community to try a Francesca's Studio Works and see what it's all about, because the quality, everything about it is just fantastic. You guys, they're just wonderful. There may be another order in the works soon, so stay tuned for that. Hopefully that's going to happen. Yeah, but post your progress, you know, where you're able to in other Facebook groups and things like that, so people get to know. They get to see the progress and see how beautiful these paintings turn out. This is so much fun to work on. I'm having a blast. I don't feel like I'm making a whole lot of progress real quick, but what I have done is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So, yeah. I believe that Francesca's is still having their sale. They have a selection of paintings that are marked down. The price does not reflect it when you look at the painting, but up in the corner, it tells you how much off the painting is. Like, a lot of them are $5 off. Lavender Serenade, you guys, it's absolutely gorgeous. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of it. It's large. It's Nene Thomas. It's large. Yes, it has a lot of white or pink background, but it's not all white. There's a lot of pink mixed in there as well, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And it is $15 off, you guys. That is quite a savings on that one. So, and shipping, oh my goodness, shipping is like fast, super fast. I believe they ship out same day a lot of times, and if not same day, next day. Super, super quick. So everything about it I can't say enough good things. I seriously cannot say enough good things. So I'll keep trying. I'm supporting 100% any way, shape, or form that I can support. I am trying to do so. So check them out. If you have not checked them out yet, now would be a great time with the sale that's going on. Okay. Okay. Stay tuned at the end for the winner. That's what I have to say. Okay. Let's move on. As we know, May, I am off from events. I will not be off of YouTube, but just I'm not doing an event. It's going to be catch-up month because clearly this is not going to be finished. I am not going to get this done. We are more than halfway through the month, and I am not halfway through the painting, for sure. I don't even have 2 rows done. I was cruising along at first, but, things happen. Mainly spring. Spring happened. So I've really kind of slowed down. I've been doing a lot more stuff outside, for sure. So this will go with me to the retreat, and Chuck will go with me to the retreat. And hopefully I get those 2, at least those 2, finished in the month of May. Something will go with me on vacation because, we're going on vacation in May as well. I'll take one of these along, either this one or the Chuck, because my goal is to at least get those 2 finished up in May. All right. June comes along and it is Craftably Craze time. Folks, Craftably Craze with myself and Brandy, Mystery of Diamonds, and Kara, the principal painter. So we will be doing Craftably Craze. I have somebody who's donating a Craftably. That is so kind of them to give away. I believe I might have one to give away. Kara might have something to give away. So right there we have some Craftably paintings that somebody can get their hands on in a winning situation that you won't ever be able to get again, right? Unless you find it from somebody who's destashing it. And I have seen the people come out of the woodwork. The destashing people are asking. They're like, I'm looking for such and such. And I always just look at them and I'm like, yep, I have that. Am I getting rid of it? Nope. I don't know that I'm going to get rid of any of my Craftablies at this point. I think I will hang on to all of them. So they're kind of like collector's items at this point. You know what I'm saying? So I'm keeping them. So that will be in June. We'll do our Craftably Craze, our tribute to our dear friends at Craftably. So be ready for that. If you have a Craftably, be ready. More details to follow. More details will be forthcoming. Okay. July is Kara and I and Maritza. We're gonna do some groovy stuff. We're doing Groovy Girl. It's a Hannah Lynn from Diamond Art Club. 3 of us are going to work on Groovy Girl. I plan on blinging her out like I did Melody when we did Melodies of May, which was several years ago now. But I'm going to bling it out because it just screams for some extra bubbling. Bubbling, bubbling. It screams for it, seriously. You do not have to do that painting. You just have to keep in mind something that is from the era, 60s, 70s, hippie chick, that kind of thing. So start looking at your stash, see what you might have that fits into that kind of time frame. And again, more details will be forthcoming in the near future. But that's kind of like just a rundown of events that are coming up and what the goings on will be. August is Smashing the Specials. Looking forward to that. I have so many cute things I would love to get done during the month of August. Will I get them all done? Heck no. Of course I won't. I have way too many, but they're piling up and they are all so, so, so cute. wow, the wind is really kicking up outside. I can hear wind chimes going like crazy out there. You can probably hear them too. I actually have one that's like beating up against the house currently. I was like, whoa, what's going on out there? The wind chime banging up against the house. It's a beautiful day outside. It's a nice temperature. It's high 60s, maybe hitting 70 today, but it is windy. And it is supposed to rain later tonight and this evening. And then, of course, tomorrow. So we'll hear all the people complaining tomorrow when it rains. They'll be like, eh. Well, you can't have every single day filled with sunshine. We need the rain. I said something to a friend the other day about April showers, bring May flowers. And they're like, I don't want to hear it. Don't talk about the May flowers. I'm like, but it's true. It is so true. We need the rain to make the flowers bloom and the trees bud and all of that beautiful stuff, right? As a matter of fact, let me just tell you a quick story. And it has to do with gardening. So it will lead right into my garden story I have to tell. So in Holland, Michigan, in May, early May, they have the Tulip Festival. Holland is well known for its tulips. They grow millions and millions of tulips in Holland. The streets are lined with tulips. They've had city workers and homeowners. There are tulips everywhere. They have a big festival in May. So it's a very large Dutch community. They have a big parade. They have the Dutch the street washers, like they walk down the street and they're in their wooden shoes and their outfits and they're like sweeping and mopping the street. It's fun. The festival is awesome. If you ever get the chance to go to the Tulip Festival in Holland, Michigan, take that opportunity. It's fun. It's awesome. Okay. I just freaked myself out. I'm like, I thought I was doing L's, but I did. I finished the L's, put those away. Now I was doing, okay, I'm okay. I am okay. Do I have any of these other colors? Speaking of tulips, there's a tulip symbol right there. I don't have any tulips on this section. No tulips. None of these other colors. Okay, so let's find this one right here. I want this sleeve. We're going to do this guy right here. Do some more pink. Pink, pink, pink. So if you have the chance, if you get the opportunity, it is well worth it. You should go. So the point of my story was the rain, right? So I just saw on Facebook a little, promo for the Tulip Festival. And it said, happy to announce the Tulip Festival is looking awesome for this year. Because some years, weird things happen because of weather. It either gets too hot, the tulips all bloom too quickly, or you get a cold snap and that kills them, So they're like, this should be the perfect year for the Tulip Festival. Many of the tulips are up, 10 to 15% of them are blooming. And then they started to talk about the weather, how it's going to rain, which they need the rain. It's going to get a little cooler next week. And that's okay as well because it will keep the tulips that are blooming a little more closed up so that they don't, burn out, do all their blooming and just be done before the Tulip Festival. So they were like, the conditions of the weather are perfect right now for the emerging blossoms and for the ones that are already opened. So you need the rain and you need the sun. And it's a perfect combination to get things just right. You know what I'm saying? So anyhow, those naysayers who are going to complain tomorrow that it's raining, it's just a rainy, dreary day. Well, we need those rainy, kind of dreary days. They have a purpose and they're necessary. So enjoy them for what they are. Be appreciative that we have them and stay inside and find other things to do for the day. Plan. That's what the weather's for, right? You watch the weather. You can plan your day, plan your week. You know when you can go outside and do things and when it might be an inside day to do things inside. So that's my little spiel on the weather and the rain. I appreciate it. I always appreciate it. So, all right. Now, talking about gardens. Let's talk garden again. Okay. Like I said, I haven't been diamond painting as much because I have been outside doing things. I have done a little weeding. I need to do a lot more weeding. There's plenty more things to weed outside. Even though it was all weeded pretty good in the fall, you know, spring comes and those weeds they're back. They are there. They're like, yep, can't get rid of us that easily. You might have pulled us in the fall, but we're back. So I got lots of weeding to do. And my big task has been planting. I have seeds I wanted to get started. I've talked about it before. My seeds, my special seeds that I got from Florette Flowers. I have been following her for several years now on Instagram, Facebook, email, everywhere I can, follow her because she's like my idol. She was just a girl who loved flowers and started a very small flower patch. And then they bought a piece of property and they had like an acre and they flower farmed and sold to their local businesses. They have expanded and expanded and expanded. And it's just amazing. And she knows what she's talking about. She gives the best advice on how to plant, just propagate, all kinds of things. She does videos on YouTube, videos on Instagram, and I've been learning a lot from her. So when she came out with her own line of flowers that she has been breeding, her own seeds, she has been breeding for about 6 or 7 years to get these seeds. And they were several varieties of zinnias, several varieties of dahlias, and some celosia. So when I heard that she was going to be selling these seeds, her own seeds, they sold seeds before, but they were seeds that they had acquired in other means. They were not their own grown seeds from their own farm. So these are their seeds that they have worked on to propagate and get quality seeds that will produce plants that they're proud of. So when I heard they were selling them, I was like all ears. Yes, I'm going to get some. So the day came that the sales happened and I was right there to purchase some. I wanted a few varieties of zinnias and I wanted a few varieties of the dahlias and maybe a celosia. Well, I will say I was surprised at the price. They were pricey. I will say that. But I got them. So these are what I consider my special seeds. These are not seeds I went to Walmart and bought in packages for, $1.59 or $2 or whatever you can buy them for at Walmart or other places. No, these are my special high quality seeds that I am going to grow the flowers and I am going to collect the seeds at the end of the year, the end of the season, so that I will have the seeds to regrow again the next year. That is my plan. All right. And that's why I'm okay with spending the amount of money I spent on these seeds because I'm planning on getting seed off them for next year. All right. So I got my supplies. I've been watching her. This is what you should do. These kind of trays. Get these trays. Yes, with these trays with dome lids. Yes, yes. Listen to all of her advice. So the day comes. I'm out in my greenhouse and I'm planting. I've got my seed starting mix. I've got my trays. I've got my seeds. You water the starting mix. Get it nice and moist. Poke your little hole. I found a paintbrush worked just fine. Just poke a hole and you put one seed in each hole. So I planted and I planted for several hours. I planted. Okay. And I got them all arranged. I've got them all labeled, all nice. I got little stakes with their names on them. Everything is all just perfect. Got my lids on. Greenhouse is nice and warm. The seeds are nice and moist. I'm ready to watch them grow. Okay. Tucked them in. Dale came out and he's like, well, looks good. Okay. Tucked them in. Went to bed. All right. Go out the next day to my greenhouse. This greenhouse that Dale worked on so hard and it's super nice. It's a super nice greenhouse. It has withstood high winds and snow, and it held up beautifully. It's like it's a fortress, right? Well, here's what happened. I went out the next day to check on my little seeds, make sure they were still good and moist, and I didn't need to water them or anything like that, and discover several of the lids, the dome lids, are askew. They're not where they used to be. They're off kiltered a little. And I'm like, no. What? I start to examine further and realize something has been in them. Something has gotten into the trays of seeds. There is dirt. You can just tell in each of the little pods, dirt has been dug out. And there's more dirt over here. You know, they're messed up. Then Dale came in. I was like, Dale, you're not going to believe this. Something is in the greenhouse. And it has to be something small. Nothing large can get in. So I'm thinking mice. Mice. How are they getting in? So we start looking through the seed trays even further. And I've got them in like, some of them are in these cow pots, which are like those brown, they're biodegradable. You can just plant them out in the ground like that. And some of them are eaten at the bottom. Like the bottom. Something got between them underneath and ate out the bottom of them. Okay, it has to be mice. That's the only option. So first thing we did is I tried to just, put dirt back where it was supposed to be. I don't know if they got the seeds or if they just messed it up or what happened, but it's a mess. Okay. So I tried to just put things back the way it should be, get the lids back on. They were all dried out. Most of them were now dried out because the lids had been off and they weren't getting the humidity that they should have gotten having those dome lids on. So I'm annoyed as all get out, right? These are my expensive seeds. And there's little critters getting in and messing it up. So I fixed everything up, got them all back as best I could. And then I went and I got rocks. Yeah, I went out and I got rocks, not large rocks, just rocks. And I have 4 rocks on top of each dome lid, 1 at each corner. So I'm like, get in there. Go ahead. If you can get underneath that lid that's being held down by 4 rocks, 1 on each corner, more power to you, right? So I did that. And then Dale and I went out and around the greenhouse. And there were a couple of little places. It's hard to explain without, going into a lot of detail. But when you put on that plastic, that greenhouse plastic, it's ridgy, okay? It's like a paneling looking thing. And then when you put it on, you put these foam pieces at the top and the bottom, and you screw the plastic through the foam, which is making it secure and tight, and nothing can get through that foam, right? Well, that being said, there were a couple places, mainly in the corners, where he had to cut weird angles and weird, L's and T's and what to go around to fit perfectly. There were a few places that had, and I'm talking tiny, tiny little holes. But if you know anything about mice, you know mice need a hole the size of their head, and they can get in. All right. So we spent about 2 hours with more screws and more foam, cinching up every little hole, every corner that we could find, anything. And even the bottom, he just started screwing along the bottom. He was doing like every other like gap. So he has now screwed every single gap on 3 sides and was doing the last side and ran out of screws. So I think he's going to stop and get some screws today to finish that last side. And he might pick up a few more of the foam pieces because I think we've used up pretty much all of the foam that was left over. And just continue battening down the hatches. Now, I have a screen window. Can they get in the screened window? No. I have a screen door. Can they get in there? No. Can they get under the door? No, we don't think they can get under the door. We've checked that multiple times. But it's just ridiculous. It is ridiculous that mice can get in there still. And it's the only thing it can be. I mean, because anything else, it, would be too big. So there are now, there's a little block of poison in there, which has been chewed on and moved. So something has eaten it. There are, I think, at least five mouse traps out there. And we're just going over every little tiny little square inch looking for any place at all that we think they can get in, and securing it with foam and more screws. Okay. So wish us luck, because if I've spent all of this money for these seeds and they end up getting destroyed, I almost brought them in the house. I was tempted to bring them in the house, but I thought, well, let's try this one more time. Let's put the rocks on top and let's tighten this up, all the greenhouse, and see what happens. So went out there today. Dale's like, all right, come with me. Let's go for a walk. I'm like, okay. Sorry, I was very thirsty. Let's go for a walk. Okay, let's go for a walk. And of course, I know where we're going. We're going to the greenhouse. And let's see what we have this morning. So we get out there, and the first thing I noticed when I got out to the greenhouse was all of my lids were still on the trays. I was like, okay, good. There's a word I want to use, and it starts with a B. The little couldn't get under the lids with the rocks on. If they got in, they couldn't get under the lids. My seeds were safe. Okay, so I was happy about that. I got to remember, I've got circles and I've got triangles here. So I'm trying to remember what I had. Do I have the circle or do I have the triangle? I got circles. And they're all right next to each other. There's rows of circles and there's rows of triangles. I don't want to mess it up. Okay. So right off the bat, I was like, wow, okay. They didn't get into my seeds. My seeds were safe and they were moist. I had to re-water them and everything last night. So they were moist, just like they were supposed to be, because you know the philosophy of a terrarium or whatnot. You keep that covered and it makes its own humidity in there, and it makes water, and water will drip off the lids onto the seeds. So they were still moist. Everything's good. So then we start looking around, and Dale's like, well, this mouse trap over here has no peanut butter on it. Okay. And he said, and there was a mouse trap up here and I don't see it. I'm like, really? Maybe something it snapped and it flipped off the table with the mouse in it or something. So I look around and I look behind my shelf there, and on the floor is the mousetrap. No mouse, but it's definitely been snapped and the peanut butter is gone. So we still today had evidence of something being in there, right? So Dale's like, well, it's either coming and going, coming in and leaving. It could be living in here. And I'm like, that seems highly unlikely because there's no place for it to hide. There's no place for a little mouse to actually hide in here. We've looked everywhere. I don't have that much stuff out there. There's a drawer system. It's not even closed drawers. It's like wire drawers. We've looked through everything, looked everywhere. There is no mouse in there today when we're in there. So it's clearly come and gone. But so I don't know. It's just like, how difficult is this? Do these other places have as much trouble as we do with rodents and things? Remember, rodents have gotten into my gardens before. They have dug up things. And how do you combat that? My one thought was a cat. What if we had a cat? But then a cat could not live in that greenhouse. A cat would die in the greenhouse because it is way, way too hot in the greenhouse for a cat. Unless there was some way a cat could come and go, but why would the cat stay in there at that point? You know what I'm saying? The cat won't work. So I don't know. I think I'm going to reach out to the people over at Floret because they must have the same problems. I know that they have things like they've got a bunch of ducks on their property because ducks will eat grubs and other critters that could harm the plants. They do have cats, and their cats roam around. They just roam around. So I don't know if that's enough for them for the rodent problem, the predator problem. I don't know. But I'm going to reach out and see if they have any ideas, any suggestions, that kind of stuff. But man, how frustrating. It's just frustrating. I'm really actually doing this the way it's supposed to be done, planting the way they say to plant, water the way they're saying to water, everything. I'm trying to do it right. How do I combat the one thing that I don't know how to combat? I don't know at this point. So anyhow, that's been my last couple days with my planting and my greenhouse and seed starting. If I still continue to have problems, like if they get into them again, I may very well just bring them in the house. And then that defeats the whole purpose of Dale building the greenhouse out there. I mean, other than, to give him a place to go sit and watch TikTok, which he still likes to do. He still likes to go hang out there. Took his daughter out there a couple weekends ago and they just sat in the greenhouse for a while. Okay, it's a great hangout place. I can still go out there and plant and do all that stuff, but if I can't leave my seeds out there to start growing, I mean, it seems kind of like a waste, right? So we'll do a little more Fort Knoxing of the place, looking for any minute hole anywhere that we think they could get through, putting more of that foam strip stuff in there, more screws, and stay out. Just stay out. This is mine, not yours, And I had found a bag. I had like this felt bag. I got it off Temu. And it was supposed to be to plant things in. Like you could start potatoes in it. You fill the bag with dirt and you could start potatoes in this bag. Well, I found the bag when I was in there planting and stuff, and it had chew holes in it, and there was little bits of this felt. It was like a felt. I found little pieces of felt laying around, and that should have been my first indication, but I didn't know how long ago that would have been. You know, like I wasn't certain if that happened a long time ago or if it was recent that they had done that. So I showed it to Dale and I was like, something got into this. And I didn't really think much about it as far as the seeds went. And I certainly didn't think that a mouse would lift up the dome lid and get underneath and get into the pots. That I didn't anticipate at all. So we're on a mission now. It's a mission. It's us against the rodents. Because that's what it's got to be. Us against the rodents, right? Who's going to win? Who's going to win? I'm going to win. I'm going to win one way or another. If it's more mouse traps, I mean, something's gotten into the traps for sure. They were sprung and moved and whatnot. We'll get them. We'll get them. We're going to win. I will win this battle. Too bad it's such expensive seeds I'm playing around with, but. And I didn't use all of them, so luckily, one variety I did. One variety fit exactly, filled an entire tray. The other two, well, the other varieties I have out there, I have some leftovers. And I brought them inside. But, you know, I had seeds out there like all winter long. Now, I have them there in the winter. Maybe. But I had these like, hang on, I have to have a drink. Hang on. I had like these metal boxes. They're just, maybe 6 inches tall, not even that. And they had the little lids and they just flopped open, and I'd been putting my seeds in there. And I left those out there and nothing bothered them. But now that it's really hot, you shouldn't keep the seeds in that extreme heat. So I brought the seeds into the house. So the rest of the seeds are safe inside. Nothing can get to them out there. But so I do have some left over, but it's not a lot. I might have 10 or 12. 10 or 12 seeds of each variety, except for the one. I planted all of the first one. They just fit in the tray, and the others, I had extras. So that's the deal. I mean, if you watch them when they package up these seeds, they don't like count how many seeds you get. They have like little scoops, like a little spoon. Have a little spoon. And you can watch the ladies. It's kind of fun. They sit there. Well, there's some guys that do it too. And they just sit there and they got this big tray of seeds in their envelope. And they just take a little boop, 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 and you get one little spoonful of the seeds. That's all you get. So they don't count them. That's why there's more of some than others. But anyhow, that's my battle. That is my battle. Dale has been doing a variety of things. He acquired a boat. Well, he didn't acquire it. We have a boat in the yard. His friend got a boat. It's basically like a rowboat, and he's gonna try to fix it up and make it look a little better. Needs a new paint job. The trailer needs paint, things like that. So he's asked Dale if Dale would, help him. So Dale has the boat out in the side yard. He has power washed it. He was doing that last night. Power washing the trailer, getting off the old paint so that they could repaint it. Dale's going to paint it for him, I guess. I don't know. It's keeping him busy again. Keeping him busy. But we have this boat and this ugly trailer out in our side yard now, out by the garage. I'm like, okay, great. We got a boat now. Well, for a while, we got a boat. Today, he was going to go with him. There's a place that's near us that it's a sawmill. It's between the highway the real freeway and the other road that goes out to Charlotte. It's like right in the middle in this strip of land there. And they started it several years ago. And it's just a sawmill where they were cutting like planks of wood and things like that. Well, the operation has grown over time. And they're now building, they were building like deer blinds, is what they were mainly building. So they're building deer blinds. They've moved up to like small sheds. Now I think they have somebody that goes up there that does like some chainsaw carvings, because there's some pieces sitting there that are carved, out of a stump. And the local like shed person, we have a place that's selling sheds, like real sheds, Amish built type sheds and stuff. Well, they were in town. This is about, well, it's not even a mile, maybe a half a mile down the road from there, 3/4 of a mile. So there were sheds down here, lots of sheds in an old bank. There was an old bank there. They used up all that property and they just had tons of sheds. Well, now most of the sheds, or half of the sheds, are down the other way at the sawmill place. I don't know what else going on. But anyhow, another thing that the sawmill was doing was they were cutting up wood. Like, if you need wood for a fireplace or something, they had a ton of it. And they're putting it in these great big bags, like huge bags. It's probably like a cord of wood, if that means anything to you. And they're selling the wood. All right. So Dale's friend has a place up north, and they go up north most weekends, spend the weekends up there. They've got like a trailer or something in a park, like a campground type park thing. Well, he has seen that wood up there, and he is all about it. He wants some up at his camp area, for campfires and stuff in the summertime. So he's asked Dale if Dale would help him get one of these big bags of wood up to his campsite place. Dale was like, sure. So there's been a couple days they talked about doing it. The campground just opened on the 14th I don't know, it just opened. And he's all anxious to get up there and get things opened up. And, he wants this wood up there. So today was going to be the day. It wasn't going to rain. Today was going to be the day. Him and I'll call him the guy's father-in-law, but he's not really married. So it's his girlfriend's dad, I guess. They were going to go up, and they were going to get Dale to go up there and bring up one of the big bags of wood. Dale had the money for it to go buy it and all that stuff. So Dale's up at 8 o'clock this morning. 8 o'clock in the morning. He's ready to go. He's going to go up to the gas station, get something to drink, and then he's going to go down to where the wood is sold down the road, pick up a bag of the wood, and then head up to the guy's campground site. Well, he got down to where the wood place is, the sawmill, and there were two guys there, and they were loading up some stuff on a trailer, and they were leaving. And Dale's like, oh, I wanted to buy one of the bags of the cut up wood there, the firewood. And they were like, oh, well, you'd have to see so-and-so. And, well, he wasn't here yesterday, and I don't know if he's going to be here today or if he's coming in later, but we don't do that. And we're just here to pick up something, and we're hauling it. You can come back and see if he's here. Dale's like, okay, then. So that's how that works. So then he had to message his friend and say, hey, I can't pick up that wood today. This is the deal. I can try later in the week. Maybe we can go up on Friday, because now it's going to rain for a couple days. It's going to rain tomorrow for sure, but Dale's thinking maybe I can get this wood by Friday and try to go up on Friday, because he's going up for the weekend. The friend is. He's definitely going up for the weekend, because the girlfriend doesn't have to work on Friday, so they're going to go up there for their first weekend up at the campground. So Dale said, I can see if I can pick it up on Friday and I got directions. I know how to get there. I can get it up to you. He's like, okay, well, we'll see if that works. So I don't know how this operation works down there. Apparently it's fly by the seat of your pants. Funny thing is, my very first chicken coop I bought from them. And that's when they were just doing like these deer blinds. And that's really what it is. It's a deer blind. It's all wood, but it's got like a window and a door, and you're supposed to be able to just sit in that and you look out the little window, and that's where you can see to like shoot your deer. Well, it's over at the other house. It's been there. It's been the only chicken coop over at the other house for I don't even know how long. So it's kind of funny. That's where I got it, is from those people. And they actually delivered it for me and took it off the trailer and everything for me and stuff like that. They didn't charge me a whole lot to deliver it even because, we were super close. But I don't know. I guess you got to be there at the right time, the right place. Don't know. So maybe it'll work for Dale. Maybe it won't. Maybe the guy can get his wood this weekend. Maybe he won't. Who knows, right? So Dale was off to just go do tacos today, although he was rather late to do tacos because we were out in the greenhouse and we were wandering into the garden, and he was talking on the phone to a buddy that he'd worked with that recently retired, sharing their retirement stories, And then we went on a little cow exploration venture, I'll call it. I wanted to see the cows closer, so we did a little wandering. I got it on video, the cows. I wanted to see the cows up close. And so we did. But then I made him late. Well, he started wandering around himself too. It wasn't all me. It wasn't all because of me. Some of it was, but the rest, it wasn't all me. Okay? But he was running late. I finally said, "Aren't you getting tacos today?" And he goes, "Yeah, what time is it?" And I looked at my phone and I was like, almost 11:30. And he's like, "Oh man, really?" I'm like, "What time's he normally there?" He goes, 11:30. He goes, "I gotta go. You got the chickens and the ducks?" And I'm like, "I got the chickens and the ducks. I can let them out. No problem." So he was running off to go get tacos. Now, he's been gone a while. I think he also was going to go look for those screws for the greenhouse and go to the feed store because we are pretty much out of chicken/duck food. We got just a little bit left. So I think he was going to probably do that. So that can keep him busy and running for a while, Yeah, a few hours. So I've been able to record, watched Expression Fiber Arts live at noon, and now I'm doing this. So I've had plenty of time. So he's been gone quite a while. But anyhow, I take advantage of the times that he's out doing stuff. When he was power washing, I can't record during power washing or anything like that because that's noisy. I can record when he's just outside working on stuff, but I have to plan things accordingly, Tomorrow I get my hair done. And you know what I want to do tomorrow? No, you don't know what I want to do tomorrow. And I don't know why there is no actual need. I have no need to do this, but I want to. Okay? You know those things, you just want to do them. You don't need to do it, but you want to do it. Well, that's where I'm at. I want to go to a bookstore. And the closest bookstore, and there's one near where I get my hair done, is Barnes & Noble. It is not my favorite bookstore. My favorite bookstore is called Schuler's, and they're an independently owned bookstore. And there's one in our area, but in our area being, it's 25 minutes for me to get there. Okay. They have a couple others. I think they might have 4 stores now. They used to have 2 in our area, and they closed one. I think the shopping center that it was in just got too expensive. So they closed that one. But then they have, I think they've rented space in some other shopping centers in some other cities around Michigan. Like there's one in Grand Rapids. I think there's one in Ann Arbor area. There might be 4 of them. But they're my favorite. It's 25 minutes to get there. And so I hardly ever get over that way. It's in a mall, and I hardly ever get that way. And I should get over there because that's where I can have my wedding ring cleaned and examined and checked to make sure everything's okay with it, because they have the store over there. But I just want to go into a bookstore. You know, it's a whole different experience to look at books at a bookstore on a shelf versus looking at books online, like at Amazon. I mean, I can go on Amazon all day long and look at books, but sometimes it's cool to go into the bookstore and see what's there. So I don't need any books, but I'm having this urge, this strong urge, this pull that's pulling me to the bookstore. So I'm thinking I got two choices. I can leave a little early and I can go over to the bookstore, or I can stop into the bookstore after I get my hair done, because it's like it's 2 minutes from her house. The mall that it's in is 2 minutes from her house. Serious. Well, maybe 5 with traffic. Okay, maybe 5 with traffic. But I'm just feeling this urge. I've got to go. I got to go. I don't know why, but I keep hearing all these booktubers. Booktubers. That's what I meant to say. Or book talkers. I don't actually watch them on Book Talk. I watch them on BookTube. But they talk about all the special editions of things that they find at Barnes & Noble. And I'm like, really? So let's just talk about Elsie Silver for one. Elsie Silver's got a series that I've been reading, and I've been talking about it a lot. It's very strange. There's 5 books in the series, and I have 3 different types of covers in 4 books. The 4 books I've read, they have completely different types of covers. Now, all of the books come, like, the one has, like, it looks like it's a mirror, and all of the books have like this mirror with like a cow skull or whatever, there's that. Then they come with people on the cover, like real people on the cover. And then there's another variety that has like cartoon like boots, and one has, what does it have? I can't remember, but they're completely different. Now, and then there's special editions, and I hear that you can find special editions at Barnes & Noble. So I have nothing that's like a special edition. These are just different varieties that you could get right on Amazon, and I never knew which one I was going to get. That's the weird thing, because it would be like, it would show one picture on the listing, and it would come and it would be one of the other types. And I was like, how does this even work? I have no idea. But I'm being dragged. I'm being pulled. Something is pulling me to the bookstore. So I think I'm going to stop tomorrow. Like I said, I don't need another book, but I'm going. I'm going. Okay. Oh boy. I'm gonna buy something. I'm gonna buy something, but I'm gonna just be smart about it. It's either gonna be a book I've heard about that I just can't resist, or I'm gonna find some of those special editions that I just fall in love with or something. I just want to go look. Yeah, go look. Okay. Famous last words. I'm just gonna go look, right? Oh goodness. Well, okay. I think I'm done rambling for now. I got to check in with my dad on a couple things. Josh got a phone call about somebody wanting to buy the little house, which is weird. They called Josh, but Josh did live there for several years. So I want to check in with my dad about that and stuff like that. But, Dale ended up helping him on Monday too, because down at the little house, the tenant was like, hey, the neighbors are complaining. Neighbors are coming over and complaining about a tree that fell in their yard, and they're worried about their kids going to get hurt because our tree's in their yard. So Dale went and took care of the tree yesterday. There was a tree that had fallen over the fence from our property to theirs, and Dale took care of it, cut it all up. So the people were happy. People were happy again. So he spent a good while doing that yesterday. Yeah, he was gone for several hours yesterday helping my dad do that. Well, he went to do it while my dad watched, basically, is what happened. Anyhow, it's done. It's done. It's cleaned up. Neighbors are happy. They even cleaned up a little bit of a dead tree that was in their yard, too, because the two trees were kind of tangled with each other. So, all right, I'm done. Let's see what I get done. I did get the pink section done. I sure did get all the pink done. And I've got a lot of this blue part done here. This looks like this. It's brown and like an orangey color and black. I think there's brown and black and an orange. So this is this square continuing. I think you can see that, right? So this square will continue here, and then there's another block that matches it that's over here somehow. There's the bottom of it down there. Anyhow, it's super fun to work on. It's coming along, but man, do I have a long ways to go. I got a long way to go and a short time to get there. Yeah, okay. All right. I'm off to pick a winner. Let's pick that winner for this week. All right. Winner, here we go. Here is my number wheel. As you can see, we had 13 entries this week. We had 16 last week. A couple people didn't post a picture this week. Post your pictures, you guys, so you can possibly win a gift card. All right, let's pick us a number, and then we'll go to the Facebook group, and we'll see who wins. So, number 8. All right, number 8. Don't forget that. Don't let me forget it. It's number 8, okay? All right, let's go into the Facebook group over here, and we'll look at the pictures, and we'll figure out who number 8 is. Okay, so here we have Jennifer's picture. She's doing, I don't know, it looks like, is it Phantasmal? I don't know for sure. Anyhow, that's that one. Carrie has got Penguin Love. Beautiful. Kristen has worked on Phantasmal. Got the center of it done. Sean's doing Orlena and Nuru. Look at that. That one's looking really good, isn't it? Here's one of my favorites. Oh my gosh, I love this one. Jennifer Kurt doing the sunflowers. Love that. Amy is working on the sunflower one too. Sunflower Sunset. Not much progress, just a small bottom right corner. Okay. Talia is doing Phantasmal as well. There's her progress. She got the top done. Brenda's working on the mice and the kitties. Looks like she's got this done here. Leanne is working on Snowman and Child. Kara is working on the sunflowers. She's coming across the bottom here. Looks great. Linda is working on these beautiful flowers. Those are pretty. Love that one. Sue is working on the is it Joseph or Jacob? Jacob tree? I think it's Jacob tree. She's got her bottom corner done there. And then Deb is working on Mythical. Very pretty. Nice. All right. So I didn't count. Did you count as I went through that? Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, and number 8 is Brenda. Brenda, congratulations. You are number 8. You won. You won that gift card. So, Brenda, get with me, and I will get the gift card for you. I just need your email so I can, well, actually, I don't need that. Brenda, just get with me, and I know how to get the gift card to you. I know how it works now. So when you go to Francesca's, if you're ever interested, you can go to buy gift cards. It's in like the bottom category, like other choices or other something like that. And gift cards, you get one for $25, $50. I think they're in increments of $25. You buy it, and it will come to your email, and you have a code. And then all I need to do is share that code with the person who won. So I know how to get a hold of you, Brenda, but tell me that you know you won, okay? All right. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I hope you have a great day. I'm going to go see what Mr. Dipple's up to now that he's home from his wanderings around. And I hope you guys have a great day, great week, and I'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.